Racist.
Instead,
Part
use
one.
cleanup. Open this. Optimize storage. Get rid of your duplicate photos and videos.
Hope you're having a
Delete
pleasant day.
promotions and spam. Can a Christian be racist? Well, it's possible.
I don't think they should, but can they? I think
There's a
they
lot of
can, but
racism
they
and
shouldn't.
prejudice in our country and in our world. It always has been, it is right now, and it
I don't know.
always will
I don't
be.
think they.
That's just human
I don't know.
nature
I
to
don't
think of
think so.
people who are not like you, especially those who are at arm's length, those who you don't have a lot of interaction with. It's possible, as a matter of fact, probable that you are going to have different views about them if you don't interact with them, which is one good reason why you should have interaction with folks who are of different cultures. But what about a Christian? Could a Christian possibly think about another person
I
as
think
though they are
prejudice is
less
more of the
than,
word.
that they
Prejudice,
have
not
certain
racist.
stereotypes
I'm
they
not sure.
believe? Well, it's possible. As a matter of fact,
But
we even see it in the Bible. Now, we've got all these different issues that people arguing back and forth, and oftentimes we bring up race. Sometimes race is an issue, sometimes it's not. Sometimes we make it out to be an issue. In the Bible, it was definitely an issue. People of different cultures did not
yeah,
like other people. The Jews did not like non-Jews. They didn't like Samaritans. They
that's
didn't
a
like
fact.
Gentiles, and Gentiles didn't like the Jews or the Samaritans. The Samaritans didn't like anyone either. As a matter of fact, we see this in John 4, where Jesus is going to talk to the woman at the well, and she makes a statement to him. She says, "How is it," in verse 9, "that you, being a Jew, ask me for a drink, since a Samaritan, I am a Samaritan woman, for Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans." And remember, these are the same Samaritan people that when Peter and James and John, when they were sent there, Peter and John asked, "Lord, do you want us to call down fire after they rejected them?" Well, no, Jesus was not after that at all. In fact, it was in Acts 1 where Jesus tells them to go and be a witness of him in Jerusalem and Judea, but where else? In Samaria, places where they don't want to be, and the rest of the world. Why? Because Jesus, obviously, he wants to bring the people together. As a matter of fact, we have a problem with our mouths. James brings this up in how we talk about other people. James in 3:9 says, "With our mouths we bless the Lord and Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in the likeness of God." So all of man have been made in his likeness. Now, does that mean that all of us are his children? No. But the point is, the issue is, can a person who has the spirit in them, can that person also be racist or prejudicial towards someone of a different race?
Not yet.
Paul
Prejudice,
himself
I believe so.
thought highly of his Jewish lineage, but in Philippians 3, he goes on to say all of those things that he talks about. He says he counts those things as rubbish or as dung because they're not that important. And we find out, we know that Paul states in Galatians that in Christ there's neither Jew nor Greek. We all are the same. But what about a person who doesn't view that? What about a person who is struggling with that? Could it be possible that a person can be a Christian and still look down or have negative views about someone because of their race? Well, oddly enough, the answer is yes, it's possible. As a matter of fact, there's a statement that we don't talk about, but it kind of tells you about the prevailing thought of certain people at that time. Even Paul held to that. He says, "One of themselves, a prophet of their own," this is in Titus 1:12, "a prophet of their own said, Cretans are always liars, evil beasts, lazy gluttons." This testimony is true, so Paul accepts this as true.
The hatred
For this
is
reason,
saying,
reprove them severely so that they may be sound in faith. Now, these are people that are possibly Christians, may not be Christians, but they have a history or they're known to be this way. This is how they're thought of. And so here we see people of a different group, different background, who are thought of in a negative sense. But what about someone who are not Cretans, someone who doesn't have that reputation? Well, even still, remember, Peter is confronted by Paul in Galatians 2. He says, "When Cephas, that is Peter, came to Antioch, I," that's Paul, "opposed him to his face because he stood condemned. For prior to coming for certain men of James, he used to eat with the Gentiles, but when they came, he began to withdraw and hold himself aloof, fearing the party of the circumcision." In other words, fearing what the other Jews would think. And so the rest of the Jews joined him in their hypocrisy, with the result that even Barnabas was carried away by their hypocrisy. And so Paul confronts him. Why? Remember,
I must stop it right there and do part two. I've been chopping it up because my phone storage been getting full and I've been trying to delete stuff, but I'm gonna just break it up. So this is part one. Y'all subscribe, like, comment what y'all think, and get ready for part two coming up soon. So y'all have a blessed one. Know I love you and the Most High God love you. And don't forget this month, at the end of this month, is the Cash App giveaway.